How do I raise $20 million? That's a question that I get frequently, mostly from earlier stage organizers or sponsors, promoters, because they don't realize that that is a great amount of money. Somehow, earlier stage people think that money is going to fall out of the sky and hit them on the head, but that is not exactly how this business works. But it is possible to create a strategy to raise that much money. And here's typically how it works. You have to start small. You have to get the trust of the people that you're working with. You have to get them to understand what you're about, what you're doing, why you're doing it. And you have to get them to understand that you're competent at doing it so that they'll reinvest with you and be safe and secure in the future. So here's how you start. First of all, you carve up your number into smaller increments, like maybe $25,000 or $50,000 increments. And you go raise $300,000, $500,000, and you put the money to work and you go do some good. And you give the money back to the investors. And then you go back and you say, hey, let's try again. They give it back to you. But this time now you ask for, hey, let's do $1 million. And you go out, you raise the money, you put the project to work, you do it, you make something happen, you do good. And then you go out and you raise 2 or 3 million. You go out, you put the money to work, you return the money, you do good. You do 5 million. And after you've done that, you probably can get all the 20 millions you want because you're going to have created a track record for yourself. You're going to have created enough experience and enough of a database of investors, a following of people that you'll be successful going forward. If you don't do it that way, there's really no chance. You don't just walk into somebody's office and the first time say, let me practice with your money. Nobody wants you to practice with their money. There's a reason that doctors practice on cadavers, and that's because those are low-value targets. I mean, imagine getting on an airplane and the pilot comes out and says, hey guys, today's my first day. I haven't had a lot of time to practice, but how hard could it be? I'm going to practice with you folks here today. Nobody would go for that, and they're not going to go for you the same way practicing with their money. So you have to demonstrate in smaller projects that you have the ability. I mean, imagine how much $20 million is. That's like 200 people at $100,000 a piece. I mean, that's a lot of money. The other thing is, think about it from the investor's perspective. Beside whether you can get that much money or not, think about how much money $20 million is and the deployment of that capital and what kind of infrastructure you have to have in place in order to manage that. You know, whatever building you buy is probably going to be a larger building. Do you have the management staff? Do you have the construction staff? Do you have the maintenance staff, the property managers? Do you have all the people in place that it takes to run that kind of operation? Those are the things that people are thinking about. So if you start small and you graduate into some bigger numbers, you can actually see that the investors could be more comfortable with you as you move along if you start slow and you grow and they grow with you and they give you referrals to other people. So that's the way you raise $20 million. You don't do it by just waking up in the morning, calling an institution of some kind and making it happen. That just doesn't work. So this is a great business. Go out and stake your claim.